The basics are indeed like the foundation of karate. If the foundation isn't solid, techniques or fights built on top of it will also be unstable. It's important to do the techniques precisely, fully, speedily and powerfully. Even if there's some technique you don't like, always work up from the basics and maintain a set level of technique. Next, we'll explain the basic techniques. For the usual stance, called fudodoki, put your weight equally on both legs, always keeping your attitude and your heels mobile, so as to be able to respond right away to the opponent's movements. Clench your fist firmly. From here move into kyumaitoki. The basic stance for hand techniques: cross, then lower your hands at the "you're ready." Here, turn your feet inward. This way you can guard right away against kicks to the groin. Crossing your arms in the same way. Position your hands below ear level, at the sides of your chin. From here, you can punch or guard, for instance against an opponent's kick. Don't lower your hands, always hold them below the ears, on the chin. And from the front, it's shoulder width. Maintain shoulder width distance even when facing from the side. This kind of feeling is not good. Always keep your feet shoulder width apart. Avoid making the stance too wide. Imagine standing inside a shoulder width squarian stand. On its diagonal, the front foot is straight, the rear foot faces out 45 degrees. From this position, loosen your knees a bit. Now, I'll explain the hand techniques. Starting with the jab. From the stance, send your front foot straight forward. Pull it back to the chin. From the chin, a fundamental of the fist is always starting at and returning to the chin. It always starts at and returns to the chin. Don't bring it down after you punch. From here, go straight. Give good spring to the elbow. The shoulders turn about 45 degrees forward. Rotate 45 degrees from this position. Don't pull way back after the punch. This is the jab. Next, the middle jab. You're aiming at the opponent's solar plexus or chest. This is used to get the distance for a following kick, or to strike the solar plexus and lead into the next punch. That's how to use it. The middle jab. The difference between this and the high jab is that here you bring your weight forward more. The high jab is done with a turn of the shoulders and hips, whereas here you shift your weight onto the forward leg to punch. I will do it. Next, a straight with the rear fist. This also starts at the chin and returns there. The big difference between this and the jab is that here your rear hip turns forcefully to where it comes out front. It turns about 135 degrees. At first, it's easier to turn the hips if you turn your heel out. As you get used to it, you can turn the hip without turning the heel. But for the basic move, turn your heel as you punch. Aim at the opponent's jaw. Also don't forget to guard. At times, people drop their guarding hand. Keep it raised. If you bite swings, that means your hips are turning sufficiently. So check to see whether or not it is swinging. I will do it. Next, the middle straight. Again, aim at the solar plexus or lower chest. As with the jab, here you bend the knee more. You are aiming for the middle of the opponent, not the face. So drop more as you punch. After punching, always pull back to the chin. I will do it. Next, you're striking the opponent's jaw from the side. This is the hook. In this case, you bring your fist out from your chin to a 90 degrees angle at the moment of impact. The angle of the elbow is 90 degrees when you hit. To open your arm 90 degrees, don't bring your fist down. Move it out to the side, at a 45 degrees angle to the front of your body. Side it out on this time. And then from here, turn it and strike. Your body and hips turn together with the fist. Slide your fist, and from here, strike. Slide it, and strike. Your fist hits the opponent's jaw. This is perhaps a karate-like way of punching, but it's rather hard to hit with the front of the fist, from the side, and so pepperly often hit with the little and ring fingers. The karate approach is, however, to hit with the inner side of the fist. You hit with this part. That's one way of punching, but for the basic technique, hit with the front of the fist impacting on the opponent. I will do it. Next, the middle hook. You dodge the opponent's punch, and then strike him in the side, or go in on a feint, and strike with the left and right. This is how to approach the opponent. To approach the opponent, just as the fist went to the side for the high hook. Here it goes down. You move inside on the opponent. So it doesn't matter that your chin is open. Drop your fist and strike. With a turn of the body. Lower your center line a bit. And strike from here. Strike from this position. Strike from this position. Always bring it back to your chin. Now the right high hook. Bring the fist out from your body at a 45 degrees angle, keeping the arm squared. From here, turning your body 45 degrees, bring your fist out and strike with the left leg as pivot. Twist your hips adequately, but keep your eyes on the opponent and don't look to the side. Make sure to always keep an eye on your opponents. The fist rotates together with your heel. The heel turns together. Sometimes people punch, keeping their legs in place, like this. Rather, you should twist, pivoting on the left leg. Some people take a very big swing when doing the hook. That's a different type of punch. The basic technique is to punch with a feeling of the hand, go in out by one fist width from the shoulder. For the middle strike, lower the fist, lower it to here, and from there, punch with a turn of the body. In a fight, you may also punch like this from the side, but for the basic technique, your body remains straight in position as it turns. From here, do it. Next, the uppercut. Strike as if punching through the opponent's jaw from below. The fist starts here, and then goes up. But if you first lower the fist, and punch like this, the movement becomes angular, and has no speed. Twist your upper body. Twist your upper body, so that the fist rotates up in a spiral. It spirals up with a turn of the upper body. Don't punch with the hand alone, keeping the body still. Also don't turn your upper body too widely. Make sure your fist doesn't turn back towards your head, but goes forward. Because an uppercut can be dodged just by pulling back the chin. You won't hit much if your fist turns back. Send your hand forward as you punch. The middle uppercut. Punch as if scooping up into the opponent's side or solar plexus. Particularly, when the opponent does a straight punch, this area opens up. In such a case, come in with a half turn of the upper body. Then spinning up with the upper body, punch up from below. Punch with a scooping motion. Punching straight is no good. Also don't open your side too much. Keep the arm in fight as your body turns. Now the right uppercut, from the rear. Against the same type of straight punch, move aside. And strike the opponent's jaw from below. Just as with the left, your upper body spins to bring the fist up in a spiral. Because you have more distance, the right uppercut is easier to do fully than the left, where there's less distance. So with the right, you can rotate your hips fully and punch with a wide motion. You rotate from this position. Next, the middle. Bring your fist down along your body, and then forward, as if pushing it out with the hips. Don't bring your fist down straight and then thrust out. The fist slides out along your body. It comes back in the same way, like this. Push out forward with your hip. Next, when you've closed in on the opponent or are grabbed by him, rotate and strike with the elbow. Your heel and hips also rotate. And at the same time you go in with the shoulder. Always watch the opponent and guard your chin with the other hand. There are many variations striking. Horizontally from the side, diagonally from below, below and from above. Striking all the way up from below, also from above, also hitting down like this. For the basic technique, strike horizontally, left and right. Be sure to rotate your hips enough. It's wrong to do it just with the arms. Be sure to rotate. If you do the left, always follow with the right. Also be sure to guard with the other arm. People often act reflexively, responding with punch against punch, kick against kick, elbow strike against elbow strike, etc. And so in case he hits back with an elbow strike, you guard your face as you strike. As you do this strike, it's as if your fist is going for your chest. This way, The weight of the fist gives a powerful swing to the elbow. So don't just move with the elbow, send your fist in at your chest. Kicking techniques are the most distinctive aspect of karate. They involve movements not done in everyday life, and so call for more repetition training. Also, it's not just kicking with the foot or kicking high. Flexing the knee and keeping your balance. At the moment of contact, your whole weight should go into the kick. With this image in mind, do the repetition training. Komete assume stance. For the mae-geri, in a fight, firstly, you never stand like this. Basically, you stand in kumaitoki, moving in this position, and kick. The reason why you train like this is to build up the legs and hips, as well as the spring of the knee. For instance, even for the front leg kick, if your leg has learned to kick from the rear, this kick will become more powerful. So instead of just doing kicks like this from the start by practicing kicking from the rear to develop the leg muscles. This will give you strong kicks. For that reason, the kicks are practiced from this Zenketsu-daki, forward bending stance. First, migi-right mae-geri. To practice the basic technique, hold your belt to the sides, the hips and the spring of the knee propel the kick forward. Perform the kick 10 times. For the left kick, from the usual posture, you can thrust with the front foot to stop the advancing opponent and follow up with a roundhouse kick or a punch. Or stop him and follow up with the knee. There are many different follow-ups. The basic technique is done from the forward bending stance. A common mistake is that your leg may end up stopping here as you do the kick. Always make sure to bring the leg all the way back. 10 times. Next, the left-right front kick. Before, we drew back the right leg and did the right kick, or the left leg and the left kick. This time, guard your face and kick alternating left and right, left and right. Kick alternating. This gets closer to the actual fighting stance. You now use the power developed in the forward bending position. For more realistic left-right kicks, ready. Next, the hiza-geri. When you've closed in on the opponent, you can just knee him, or clasp and bring his head down and then strike with the knee. Or you can just knee him in the groin. It is a knee kick. We'll do it 30 times. For the first 10, hold your belt at the sides and kick without using the arms. Bring the knee to your chest. At the moment, your foot should point straight down. Don't turn it up. The first 10. Next, clasp the opponent's head and swing his upper body down, making him lean forward and relax his abdominal muscles. Kick there with the knee. Here, you're not lifting the knee, but rather throwing your weight into it to bring it forward. To make the kick more effective, you can also stand up on your toes. However, if you do this incorrectly, you can be easily taken down with a foot sweep. Keep that in mind when doing this. Clasping the opponent's head, swing it left and right. And kick with the knee. For the third set, you also clasp the opponent's head, but jump up to increase the force of the kick. When your foot lands after the kick, draw back the opposite foot. Move your legs in this manner. Next is Yoko cage. Use the sakuto or edge of the foot. The foot should be like this. Sakuto, literally foot sword, means using the edge of the foot. Raise this part of the foot laterally to kick up at the opponent. This technique isn't used much as such, but rather serves to make the hips uppy for roundhouse, front, or other kicks. Swing the foot up directly from the starting position. Next is the foot edge Yoko-geri. Unlike the Yoko cage where the foot went straight up, here you use the snap of the knee to kick an opponent at the side. Or use the sakuto against somebody in front of you. Your body leans to the side. Or when moving in, do the sakuto, and go right into an Ushiro-geri. It's used as a linking technique for the next attack. 10 times. Next, the mawashi-geri. Lift the knee to the side and extend it. Use the force of the knee as you turn your body. Hug the knee to the side and extend. The pivot foot turns until the heel angles forward. Combine these motions. Next, the Ushiro-geri. With the heel, kick the solar plexus or face of an opponent behind you, or turning after a kick. Immediately kick backward. These are some uses of it. Flex your knee well and make a half turn of the hips. Watch the opponent over your shoulder as you kick. Next I'll explain the kansetsu-geri joint kick. It's a kick at the opponent's knee joint. From the front, forbidden in the matches. From the front, side or back. The kick from the side or back can be used to follow a taller opponent. Kick your opponent's joints, opponent kneels, and finish opponents. This kick can be done to the side or forward. As with the side kick, when kicking, your heel should always turn in the direction of the kick. Next, the ashi-barai leg sweep, particularly in karate. A person often stands on one leg to do a kick. In such a case, moving in and sweeping the pivot leg is a very effective technique. Downing a standing opponent with strikes requires very good technique, timing, and superior ability. But if you sweep him when he's standing on one leg, thus getting above him, you can put your weight in and punch him out. Even if you don't have much physical strength, a very effective technique. With the big toe up and the little toe down, strike using the arch of the foot. You sweep the opponent at the ankle. Don't just sweep with the foot. Strike with a turn of the hips. As you go to sweep, raise the opponent's center of gravity by lifting him up. Lift up and then sweep. Having swept, you then send him down. Your hands move like this, scooping up and then going down. It is like this. Next, hidari-geri groin kick. The form is similar to the front kick, except that you don't lean your hips in that much. Kick with just the snap of the knee. Sometimes the bales of the feet are used, but the basic kick is done with the foot stretched out. Kick by snapping the knee. Your upper body shouldn't move like in the front kick. Keep it straight and look at the opponent, as this is a surprise attack. From this location, kick,